Hello and welcome back to Dad's Kitchen. I'm going to be showing you today how I make ceviche. Ceviche is a Peruvian dish. It's extremely popular all over the world and it's usually made with white fish, although you could use it with tuna and salmon, and it's cured with lime. It's an excellent fish. You've got to make sure it's very good quality fish and you've got to make sure it's frozen because you've got that awful anisakis worm. I feel very confident after Roski that the fish is very fresh. I still freeze it though. We're going to be using perch today. And it needs to be cut into cubes like this. Look at the quality of that fish. That flesh is absolutely stunning. That's about the size that you want. Of course you can make it smaller, but that's a pretty decent size. And it needs to be a fleshy fish, because if it's not fleshy, it can, when you need to marinate it, that's a bit thin. I'm going to discard that bit. When you marinate it, it can be not cooked. I forget the word you need to use for that. But it's not cooked because the marinade doesn't cook it. The word will come. Anyway, that's the first step. Once you've got the fish and it's been cut, you need to put it into a bowl and it needs some salt. The salt is not only going to help it, need to give it flavour, but it is also going to help it to release some of that water, which we are not going to discard because that will be part of the sauce at the end. So this needs to be there now for about 2 or 3 minutes, okay? In the meantime, the other important ingredient in a ceviche is red onion. I pan it a bit with this knife. It is incredibly sharp from brow, and although I do like to have a sharp knife, this one is just excessively so. Okay, so you want to have it relatively thinly. In Peru, many years ago, there was a huge Japanese influence, and that's where you get that mixture. So you'd get the onion mixed up, okay, and again you leave that there. Next important ingredient, I remember the word now, cured. Not cooked, it's cured. Limes, look at these amazing, aren't they beautifully coloured? For about that amount, 4 or 5. Yeah, so what you will do now is juice them and put that amount. I mean, sometimes the lime has a lot of juice and you might find that you don't need as many. Okay, so just, you can see that there's a nice amount of liquid now and the fish is starting to change in colour. Okay, so we leave that there for now. Okay, one more ingredient is this. It's a chili, and in Peru, well, all over the Latin world, it's called ají. And you've got the yellow one and the red one. Although this one it looks red, it's actually yellow. And you just want. Normally, you could. That's the end. Normally, you could flake it. I'm just going to slice it lightly like that. You could also reconstitute it in water and use it as a paste. I'll chop my fingers now. Okay, and now that needs to go in there. Okay, give it another stir. You've got to be careful because some can be hotter than others. You can start to smell it. It's incredible how the lime starts to change the texture of the fish and also the smell. It starts to lose that fishy smell. Okay, so this, it depends on the sort of fish that you use. If you go to a Roski, they've got a huge amount of very good quality fish, and the people there are just amazing. I'm using perch now because it had no bones, but very easily you can ask the gentleman there, the lady there, you know, to any fish you want. They can actually chop that up and you know, fillet it and you remove the bones. Bream, bass, John Dory is also a very good one. any type of fish. It's just ask the man there, what is fresh today? What have you got that is fresh? I mean, usually it's all excellent quality. You need it to be fresh, but remember that even if it is, you've just bought it that day, it needs to be frozen if you're going to have it raw or you know, cured. It's important because that anisaki you know, is an issue. Okay, so now we're going to use sweet potato, and if you don't like sweet potato, you could use, for example, pumpkin, and you could use yuca. I mean, Aroski have an amazing you know, selection of them. I mean, they're wonderful. But we're going to use the sweet potato. So I'm going to peel it first, and it just needs a little bit of boiling. And you need more or less the same size as the fish, more or less, so it looks nice. And these are ready to boil. Okay, so now we're going to cut up all the ingredients that we're going to use to dress the dish. It depends. Ceviche, there are 4 or 5 different types. The traditional one will have certain things. We're going to make a little bit of a mixture. There's even a Mediterranean one nowadays. One of the things it needs is an avocado. The other thing that it uses are these, this is the typical sweet corn. It's a giant sweet corn. You can have this also Peruvian variety, which is beautiful, it's purple. Also plantain. But first of all, we're going to cut up the avocado. Again, I think half an avocado would be fine. We don't need more than that. Oh, it's beautiful. It's really soft and creamy. Same sort of size. And the plantain, you need to make sure that it's ripe enough, so it tends to go that yucky color, but then when you have a look at it, it's beautiful. Okay, so we're just going to probably, the easiest thing now is to peel it like this. So we're going to get the outside much easier, and then you can cut the edge. So we're discarding this. This is what we want. And then with this super knife. Okay, so these now need to be deep fried, and they are amazing in good quality olive oil. Okay, and we'll use them at the end. Okay, so now we're ready to get everything together, and again, how you arrange it is different. You could have it in a cocktail glass like the Pong cocktail, but I like to have it in a dish laid out like that. If you have a look at the ceviche now, it's got that wonderful juice there. So we're going to put some of the fish, then the sweet potato, the avocado, the giant sweet corn, the dried fried one. It gives a wonderful contrast. And then that wonderful banana. Normally it doesn't have it, but I quite like it. It's wonderful to have. Put it all there. And finally, a little bit of coriander. And finally, a little bit of that juice again. And that's how I make ceviche, a lovely dish from Peru. I want to thank you very much for watching Dad's Kitchen over the last few programs, and I look forward to seeing you soon again.